who was feeling the cane, and who they think won the debate. And Kardashian conspiracy? Why people are asking questions about what really happened in her Paris robbery drama. Plus, Kelly Clarkson on how her fourth child has the house rockin', and the new album she's been waiting to make her entire career. Let's go! Hump Day Hot Topics are here with Whoopi, Olive Ferris, Joy Behar, Sarah Haynes, and Jedediah Bila. Now, let's get things started.
The vice presidential candidates met for the first and only debate that they're going to have. Somebody just said thank God. Mike Pence was praised for his presidential style. Hillary's VP, Tim Kaine, scored points for substance. So, did it help? Did seeing them help?
It helped me.
No.
I was really surprised. I was expecting Pence to kind of bore me. I thought he did an amazing job. I thought he was everything that Donald Trump has not been. He was measured. He seemed competent. He has a solid record. He went after Hillary on issues. And I had said last week, where was Donald Trump talking about the Clinton Foundation, talking about emails, talking about things I want to hear about as someone on the right? Pence brought it to the table. And I think what's interesting is Pence speaks like a conservative because he actually is one. He doesn't sound like he's trying to take talking points from somewhere. That's what he believes. Whereas when you listen to Donald Trump, you think he's the man of the moment, whatever he thinks people want him to be. That's actually what Pence believes. And I think it's going to pull...
You think he's going to run?
I think he's going to run in 2020.
Yeah,
for sure.
I am thinking.
And I think, you know what, I put my hashtag last night was flip the ticket. Because everyone who watched that saw that and said, you know what, this is what, you know what, agree or disagree. You look at that man and you say, this is a competent, steady, measured guy that you can trust in that kind of position.
Really?
Get the guy at the top of the ticket, not so much.
I don't agree with that, but go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I enjoyed it, but only with a bottle of wine and a pint of chocolate ice cream to get me through it. I have to say, my husband asked me, he's like, is this 60 or 90 minutes? I said 90 minutes, and he got up and left.
I was in and out. I was going to sleep, waking up, going to sleep, and I'd wake up, and Kaine would be interrupting Pence, and Pence would be lying about Trump's record. That was what I saw last night.
Well, it was highly entertaining on Twitter, because that's what I enjoy. So just some of the ones that jumped out. First of all, there was one with the Charlie Brown teacher, and it's like, I feel like I'm watching wah, wah, wah. But then Matt Fotis wrote, Tim Kaine's the stepdad who goes to all your soccer games. Mike Pence is the biological dad who shows up once and yells at you. Another, Ed Helms wrote, if you're scoring by obnoxious smirks, Pence is crushing it. VP debate. There were tons of them. I just kept reading them, and Max was like, shouldn't you be focusing? And I was like, this is what I do. And he's like, quit pretending like you're doing homework.
That is homework, though.
It is actually fascinating to see how funny people are on Twitter.
I think that Trump is probably jealous. I mean, everybody's talking about how Pence was presidential. That's my job, he's saying. I'm supposed to do that. I'm sure he turned green, a little orange, but green.
I was going to say, though, I don't think he was jealous. If you actually look at what I was getting through it by watching what Hillary was tweeting and what Donald Trump was tweeting through it. And he was very edifying and very encouraging.
Edifying. So
edification.
Elaborate on his edification.
Edification.
I think he had to do that, but I actually agree that he was probably sitting back because he doesn't seem to want to ever be upstaged. And as you're watching, the first response I had is I almost was believing everything Pence was saying. Like, I didn't even have to, at first I wasn't fact checking, I was just watching. And he does have something about him that makes you kind of want to trust him. And then you're like...
And the other reason I think Kaine kept interrupting, I could relate to it. It's like when we had Kellyanne Conway here, and she kept saying the same lies that Trump says. And you want to interrupt and say, no, that's not true. No, that's not true. No, that's not true. And you start to look like a jackrabbit, which is what Kaine looked like. But that's what he was doing.
But they need to have a better...
Because every time he opened his mouth, he could not defend Trump.
The problem is it doesn't look good because when you're doing that and you're going against someone who is measured and does look balanced, he looked radical. rattled to me. He looked like he didn't have it together, and I don't think that helped her.
I think most people didn't feel that way. They felt that he was interrupting too much, but I think that's why they're awarding him high praises on substance.
Well, he looked prepared.
Because he knew what he was talking about. And, you know, here's how I'm going to, here's how I'm going to sort of deal with all of it. I'm going to wait and see the next time Pence and Trump are together. And I want to see if Pence can say anything. Because the last time they were together, they would ask Mike Pence a question, Donald Trump answered it. See, it's one thing to be able to answer one-on-one like that. But when your other person is there, I want to see how they deal with you. Now, I think he's set up a run for 2020, and that was the smart thing to do. And there's no way he can defend anything. So he, you know, sort of spoke in, you know,
he doesn't want to be on record defending some of the crazy things that Donald Trump, because then he's going to be held to account. I think Trump probably was jealous, though, on that point, because I think I do. I think he's the kind of guy that would rather see Pence go out and do a bad job so everyone can say Trump did it better than have his actual running mate go out and score points for the team. I don't think he's a team player.
No. Are you a jealous kind of fella? Are you a jealous kind of fella?
You know, Pence is, people should know, if you look up his policy record, he is even more right-wing than Trump will ever be.
He's a real conservative.
And I think that his judgment is in question, the fact that he is his running mate. Right there, his judgment is in question. That he said yes to Trump. But why would he say yes to Trump? He doesn't agree with anything he says. He can't defend what Trump says.
It's going to be a big opportunity for him if he wants.
I think he's trying to put himself out there as someone for the future to say, and honestly, I don't know if Pence minds so much that people are looking at it and saying, I want to flip the ticket. Because then people are going to be looking and saying, well, you know what, next time we'll do it right, and maybe we'll pick this guy.
So you have two self-serving candidates on one ticket.
You know what? Say what you want about him. I mean, this guy, if there's one person I wouldn't want to be, it was him. Because, because he was backed into a corner. Here you are trying to defend the indefensible. You know, some of your boss's comments, and he still maintained his calm, his cool. He was articulate. He didn't interrupt. And I think, like you said earlier, he's the one that walked away looking presidential, whereas Tim Kaine looked vice presidential.
I know, but he couldn't defend what Trump said.
But he looks presidential. Do you think they need some better writers when they have these politicians come out? Because there was a point where, and I think Pence kept calling Kaine out on, well, that was, how long did you work on that one? There was a point where he's like, don't you want to vote for the hired president rather than the fired president? And Pence laughed at him. I thought, you got to either deliver those lines a little more like human or off to the side as they leave them there, like you're going to applause after, like there's going to be applause.
You know, again, you know, it was interesting. It was different. You know, I didn't last the whole thing. I'm not going to lie.
No, I don't.
Do you think it'll have any effect on the economy?
I think people will be hopeful that Donald will maybe listen to Mike Pence. But again, you see how well he listened to him when they were together. So how much do you think he's going to be effective? So, but you know, we got, what is it, 119 days? How many days are left?
34 days.
Oh my God.
It's going on.
It's
34.
I tell you.
Can we fast forward?
Somebody needs to win this bad boy. I've had it up to here. But how about this? Hillary Clinton is still enjoying a lead since her debate performance, but her husband, Bill, hit a sore spot with folks because people feel he criticized Obamacare during a campaign stop. Take a look.
You've got this crazy system where all of a sudden 25 million more people have health care, and then the people are out there busting it sometimes 60 hours a week, wind up with their premiums doubled and their coverage cut in half. It's the craziest thing in the world.
Now,
you know, with friends like that. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, you know, I don't think what he said was bad. The question, people are not asking the right questions. You know, Obamacare started out as Kennedy Care with Teddy Kennedy because he felt that Americans should have health care. Every American should have health care. That was what that was the idea. Now, it went through Hillary, and Hillary, you know, Bill said, you know, I want you to be in charge of this for me, and it didn't pass, and then it, you know, didn't go through any of the Bushes, and then it came through Obama, and, you know, it was, I'm just going to say, was passed in Massachusetts under Mitt Romney. Right. And then he backed off and said, oh, no, it's not a good idea. But you did it for 4 years, dude, so how bad was it?
Didn't work.
But it was working for the people. Here's the problem. I know you brought up earlier the fact that people's insurance premiums have gone up. Remember that the insurance companies said, we're going to do everything we can to get rid of Obamacare. So we're going to raise your premiums. Why not? Why is it so hard to say, listen, we should all be able to enjoy this. Let us all pay into it. Is it a perfect system? No system is. It's not perfect in Canada. It's not perfect in Europe. But we at least have something to work with now. Why is it so hard?
Clinton might have given his wife an opportunity to now say, I am going to make Obamacare better.
That's what she did.
Because the Republican Party has no plan for any health care.
Yes.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's actually
That's not true. That's not true. Let me just point out one thing that he said that was true. I'm going to purchase insurance across state lines, tort reform. There's a ton of things to create an actual marketplace. This is not a free market, the health insurance market. That's why there's no competition. There's no incentive for these companies to lower rates for people. There are plans out there, but I appreciate what he's saying, because what he's saying is this isn't working for a lot of people. He's speaking to those people who maybe they're allied with Hillary Clinton. Maybe they think she's the better candidate, but they are suffering because promises were made when Obamacare was passed. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. Your premiums are going to get lower. There will be no tax increases. None of those things came true.
If you have a pre-existing condition, you can still have insurance.
This was not just a plan to increase access. This was a plan not to lower costs for people. And the promise that no family making under $250,000 will see any tax increases. There have been 18 tax increases with this plan. So thank you, Bill Clinton, for acknowledging that this is not what you said it was going to be. Now, you want to modify it. Hillary Clinton wants to step up and modify it. Do it. But let's talk truth, because there are people whose rates have gone up.
So let's talk truth. If we were to hold a conversation with all of the folks whose insurance went up, not because it needed to go up, the premiums, they didn't need to go up. They went up because people were pissed that this program went through. When you block stuff and you make it hard for people to see what actually can happen, I find it offensive, and I'm offended. Not by you. I'm not pointing at you. But I'm often offended because, you know, damn it, for 40 years people have been trying to get health care for the people who need it. And it has been blocked and blocked. You know, insurance carriers, you work for somebody, you should be able to have
this is why Bernie Sanders was so popular, because he believes in single payer. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump believed in single payer at one point. All of a sudden, he changed his mind. Yeah, everybody should be guaranteed health care like they do in Europe.
Wait. I'm sorry, I hate it. Yeah. Yes, we'll be right back. Right. We got stuff to do.
Coming up, a no-child section on planes? One airline already has one. And find out which ladies are booking a ticket. So is no place safe from people talking politics?
I remember going to the allergist, and they poke you with all that stuff, and the guy's talking to me, well, how about them gun laws? Looking at my arm blowing up, and I'm like, this is not the time.
The last thing you want to hear when you're in the stirrups is slide down and let's make America great again.
It's the view, her career and time alone with her husband.
Well, welcome back.
Oh, we're back.
Okay, just a second. We just had a lady here whose laugh was it sounded like she was having a baby. It was the craziest thing. Anyway, we were talking about healthcare issues earlier, but how about this one? A new mom looked at the bill for her labor and saw she was charged $39.35 for holding her baby after delivery. The bill called it skin-to-skin contact, and I'm pretty sure you cannot blame this on Obamacare. But and they say because you have to get another nurse to come in, they can't train other people to hold that damn baby?
No, you need a couple people, and because you have to bring another nurse into the OR. Listen, I had skin-to-skin with my first two, but I had those naturally. But my third, I had a cesarean, and I was so high on drugs, I still to this day have no idea what happened in like the next 6 hours, whether or not I did have skin-to-skin with my little guy, with Landon. They may have charged me. I need to go back. Yeah. But it's so funny because, you know, you're so high on drugs. You've just had a baby. You've had, double incision. You're signing all these papers. I'm surprised they even let you sign waivers and papers, any sort of medical form.
They're cool with that. They're all right with that.
Exactly.
They just don't hold it. You can't hold the baby.
No.
I don't understand. I mean, you can't lay the baby on and say, here, baby. Okay, we're taking the baby back. What? You can't do that?
You gotta have a baby spotter, just in case the baby rolls.
They also don't tell you what you're getting charged for. Like in a restaurant, if they offer you a refill, I'm like, are you charging me for that? Like, and when you have a baby, they literally don't tell you. So they'll say, would you like this? A certain, whether it's a service in the room or, and you're like, oh, okay, you assume if they're offering it's part of the plan. When the bill comes back, they charge the baby for things, and I had to pay that bill. And I was like, I'm calling in for BB Haynes, and they're like, yeah, that's the baby. I was like, I know who it is, but he doesn't pay his own bills yet, so can I handle this?
It's kind of like when you go to a restaurant and they don't tell you how much the specials are going to cost. The same idea.
Why does everything cost money? This is why my grandma, I used to make fun of her because she used to ask all these questions. Everywhere we went, she'd be like, are we paying for that? But like, there was a reason, because it seems like everything, if they can figure out a way to charge you for something, like, here, have some water from the tap. And then like, it's like, well, you drank it from my cup, so that'll be 50 cents. I mean, people will do that to you.
I mean, for some reason, people have forgotten that we, the American people, are not anyone's personal wallets. We are taxed within an inch of our lives. We are, our insurance, insurance is insane. It's insane how much you have to pay.
You know what, we be like Trump. Don't pay your taxes anymore. Screw it.
You know what? I'll tell you this. This is what I'll tell you. I feel like I would be justified, especially in New Jersey, where Trump had a maybe $60–70 million bill that they tried to get him to pay because of his failed casino.
In Atlantic City.
For years they tried to get him to pay. And then Chris Christie came in, and suddenly it was forgiven. But nobody's forgiven my taxes.
No.
Are you kidding me? I'm late to pay a bill, and my stuff goes to collections.
Yeah, they send you. If you're late with anything, you got bill collectors up your butt.
You got to know Chris Christie. That's the key.
I will know this.
We'll be right back. You know.
It's the little things in life that make me smile. Spending the day with my niece. I don't use Super Polygrip.
Welcome back. A post on Glamour.com claims that you're allowed to say no to being a bridesmaid if you're not that close to the bride-to-be, or it's too much money, or you just don't wanna. It's okay. Have you ever just said no?
I have many times. One time, when I was in high school, my girlfriend wanted to be a bridesmaid.
Right.
And she wanted it to be a snowball wedding. Now, I didn't even know what that meant. It was in the winter, so that helped.
Right.
And it was like, all of a sudden, she wanted me to be in this big green velvet outfit with like a green, like in Scarlett O'Hara when she wears the drapes.
Right.
You know, in Gone with the Wind. And I said, I can't do that. I can't be that.
A snowball wedding and the snowballs are green? What was she smoking?
Well, they call it a snowball wedding because the others were wearing red. It was like Christmas.
Oh, it was like a Christmas thing.
Yeah, but it was so ridiculous looking. I said, no, I can't. And I stayed.
She sounds like a really interesting friend. Are you still friends?
No, it was a long time ago. It was high school. It was the 1800s.
And you said no?
I was in 13 weddings before I got married, so clearly I was not able to say no. I always love it, though, when the bride's like, we want to get something for you that you can wear again, which, by the way, never happens. I still don't have any of those dresses. The problem for me, because I was in 13 weddings, when I finally got married at the ripe old age of 25, I was like, I can't have 13 people, you know, in my ceremony. That was
break up with a couple.
I did have to break up a little bit, or just like I promise, handing out the programs. It's a really big deal.
I haven't had to say no. Is it sad? I haven't been asked all that many times, but I would feel comfortable saying that because I think you are signing on for any length of time, possibly a year of prep in every event and shower, and if you're traveling, so it can be really expensive. And you do get stuck with one of those dresses, which is only fun if you're Katherine Heigl and can do the Pretty Woman scenario in 27 of them. But
they're wearing black though lately. You can wear a black dress like a cocktail dress, and you can wear that again. Yeah, that's not
but
bad.
some people.
I've seen the style.
No, they're not bad.
I remember my friend. Everybody looked like a cupcake. Everybody looked like a cup, like a little. I mean, I think if you could just. I feel like when you get asked to do that, I have to like leave myself as who I am as a person, get into this dress. I remember one time trying one on and I felt like the Terminator. I was like, I didn't feel like a human. I was like, I don't want to do this. And I said to my friend, I said, I love you, but this isn't me putting on like a cupcake dress and walking down the aisle and trying to.
It's
this
so
just
you.
isn't me.
You look so cute as a cupcake.
I couldn't do it, and she looked in. I don't love weddings to begin with. I like these small little weddings. I don't love all the pomp and circumstance. And she was my best friend, and she looked at me and she said, you know what, it's okay. This really isn't you. Just be by my side and be yourself. And I was like, oh, thank God. You know, I felt such a sigh of relief.
I don't mess with weddings.
I don't do weddings.
I don't do weddings. I try not to go to them if I can help it. Kim Kardashian, that robbery is still all over the headlines.
Yeah.
But designer Karl Lagerfeld said, you know, she could have perhaps avoided all of this. You know, he doesn't understand why someone so famous who posts her jewelry on social media would go to a hotel with no security. And, you know, some people say, oh, you're blaming the victim, but does he have a point?
You know, the ironic irony of this story is that this is the first time in the life of Kim Kardashian she's been in a room without a camera.
Exactly. Where were the cameras?
I mean, all of a sudden, there's no camera in this hotel. She is constantly being followed by cameras. So how come there was no camera in this particular hotel, whatever it was?
Because it's one of those hotels that very wealthy people stay at, that you will pass and think it's a trash box, and then you go in and it's like, oh, you know, when you walk in, and it's, you know, one of the great things about being in a hotel, I think, is that they don't just let anybody in. You can't ask for where their room is. And they have security people to protect people like yourself. Now, some people are even saying it's a hoax.
I don't think it's a hoax, but I have to say my first thought was, and just be honest, my first thought was, is this a publicity stunt? Because here, there's not evidence to say it didn't happen, but there's not a lot of evidence to say that it did either. Like, my big questions, if this is a boutique hotel, really expensive, where are the cameras? There have to be cameras on the street. Of course, there are no cameras.
No, it doesn't work that way. And it's Europe.
It is Europe, but still, there has to be some sort of video footage. And why was she alone? Why were there no security guards? Why did she send her security team with her sister? There's just a lot of questions.
I think this all comes down to the Home Alone lesson. Do you remember when Joe Pesci came to the door and asked if people were traveling for Christmas? You don't tell people when you're traveling. That's right. And you don't put your jewelry on, because I get why she does it, but you are showcasing that they can come rob your house.
And, you know, because you try not to, you know, draw a lot of attention.
Right.
You know, so you're trying to stay in a place where you feel comfortable, safe, and you've stayed there before. That's the other thing. People know you're coming. They know you always stay at this particular place. You're giving, you know, you got to change it up. Go to the Ritz, babe. Go to the Ritz. That wouldn't have happened at the Ritz. Then,
Or have a guard just for the jewelry, because you can take that off and have them take it.
Or make paste, like you said yesterday. Look, we're going to go and come right back. Go to the Ritz.
To win a VIP trip to The View. Fly to New York, stay in a hotel, and watch The View live. Go now to abc.com/The View to enter for a chance to win. Because we want you at The View. Brought to you by P&G and Rite Aid.
Welcome back. An Indian airline just introduced a child-free section. People can pay extra for, and it gives them a little more leg room and keeps the kids away. Now, some people are calling it discriminatory. But would you buy a ticket?
Sign me up right now. Right today. Sign me up today. I always get the crazy kid. I'd like to try to sleep because I don't like to fly, and I close my eyes and I always wake up and I'm like, what's happening? And there's either a kid with a ring pop like right here, or like a flick in, or like somehow they've managed to like get up and play hide and seek right around me, and like my seat is where they're hiding, and I'm like screaming. So it's, yes, sign me up today. Wherever there's no toddlers, I want to be there.
Can I say, like, a big problem, and this hits a little close to home because on Friday we flew. We're a family of 5. We have 3 little kids, and we were stuck at the airport with delays for 5 hours. We finally get on the flight, and this airline, I'm not going to say who they are, but it rhymes with Shamerican. They put us in 4 different rows. My 2-year-old was in. All of the children were separated from mom and dad. Okay. Now, listen, if you fly,
you bought your ticket too late.
no, we bought our tickets a couple of months ago, all 5, but it's hard to get together. So anyway, listen, I would rather have my tooth extracted without anesthesia than travel with my children. I'm all for it. I was talking to the gentleman next to me. I said, I would, and he was sympathizing with me because my kids are all over the plane. In terms of scatter, we were seated. I think it would be a great idea. And I think you had this idea of family airline.
Yes, I keep saying, you know, family, baby air.
Yes.
You know, because
Yeah, true.
Baby air. Because
I love it.
twice a week, one of the airlines should give it to the families, because families, nobody wants to carry a crying baby. Nobody wants their baby performing and going crazy. You know, if it's a toddler, I feel like it's as the parent, it's your responsibility to make sure that baby's not kicking somebody's stuff, that they're not running up and down the aisle. You know, that's when you have to step in as a parent. But little babies, they're like, no, I don't want a breast. No, I don't want this. I have gas. I need you to understand. You don't understand my English. Because, you know, they're just there and they're like,
We just traveled for the first time, and one thing that we experienced is the changing in the bathrooms is not very good.
No, and if you had a baby air, you could have changing tables.
Because Alice wasn't crying, but I was crying.
Yeah.
Like it was so emotional to do that, because you also are scared of all the other passengers that the baby's going to do something and they're going to freak out.
Yeah.
So I just cried and drank and ate a lot.
That's the key. That is the key. The babies do not bother me on a plane because I'm so drunk when that plane is up in the air, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, me too.
Valium and booze.
I think it's such a great, it's such a great idea, Whoopi. And I think an airline, even if they can't create baby air right now, at least have a family section. I would love that. Put the families in the back.
But you're gonna have the same issues. You should have a family airline. My God, they've made everything else. Why can't we help parents out with this?
Yeah.
You know, come on. Hey, Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, call me. Call me. Because we should do this. Family air. You know why.
I'll test it for you.
I think it's great. We'll be right back.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Kelly Clarkson. I'm going to be hanging out with the ladies today on The View. You're going to want to stay tuned because it's going to be quite a view.
This week on
Welcome to The View.
The Hot Topics Get Crazy Hot.
Crazy. Now, hold on. Wait.
We're not done yet.
Plus, we've got Sheila Ward and Elizabeth Vargas. Don't miss The View. All new this week on ABC.
Piece by piece, and she's been working on a lot of new material lately, an album, a children's book, and the most important production of all, adding a 4th child to her family, Remy Alexander. Please welcome Kelly Clarkson. Well, welcome, Kelly Clarkson.
I'm trying to do that gracefully. It didn't work out. Okay.
I thought it was rather
I
graceful.
had this in black. Yeah, I saw you and I was like, I love that shirt. Yeah.
I
It's
didn't
so
pick it out. I
comfortable,
wish I
but
could see
cute.
it. It's very cute.
That's my thing.
Now, in the last 3 years, life has been good to you.
Yes.
You have been married.
It's been amazing.
You have 4 kids total. You've
4
had
total.
2.
What? Have another.
But most of your life, you said you didn't think you'd maybe become a mom or be a wife. What changed?
I thought I'd probably, even my mom is still like, you have children. I was very much a gypsy. I just loved traveling. My job was kind of perfect for me in that sense. And I don't know, I'm very I had a very high bar, for if I was gonna date someone, because I have a great life, and I'm like, if I'm gonna add someone to it, you're gonna have to, have to bring something. I'm like, I've already got a great life going on. So, but he's amazing, and so, and his kids are amazing, and they made me want to have kids, and now we have 2 more. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause you have
River Rose is 2, and Remy B is 5 months. They're backstage right now.
Oh my gosh.
Because I wouldn't have been able to see them all day if I didn't bring your kids to work day, because I'm working until like late tonight. So.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good mom.
You know, when you
I
talk
love
about your husband, Brandon,
hard.
you
Yeah,
say,
man.
yeah, it's hard. Marriage is hard. Everything's hard. Everything's hard. So when you're talking about Brandon,
That should be a book.
there's a quote that you said, you know, what was it again? I mean, it's, Brandon is not my other half. He's a whole person. I'm a whole person.
Yeah, no,
So
that's my
elaborate
thing.
on
Yeah.
that. It's fun.
Well, I mean, I was doing this interview. Excuse me. I was doing this interview, and the lady was like, "Oh, so you found your other half?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm a whole person." I came out that way, and and I don't know. I love, like I said, I'm a very strong individual. My daughter is just like me. It's very much karma. But yeah, I'm just my whole being, and he's whole, and we make a great team.
Yeah.
And that's our thing. We want to be a great
Isn't
team.
it insulting when they say your better half? What does that mean?
He usually says that to him. So I don't mind it so much. But no, it is. It's weird that they always say your other half. Because I have a lot of single friends too, and you know, it's like they're fine. They're not missing anything. You know.
And you also have something. I love the relationship that you have with your husband. You say you guys don't, or you have an oxygen mask mentality. And I want to read something that you said. You said, "quote I always
be on baby air."
Okay, there you go. See, Mark Cuban, call Kelly and Whoopi. But you said, "quote I always swore that ours would not be a relationship in which we have to schedule sex. We are never going to be that couple who puts the kids and work first in our relationship." Okay, my household, we have to. We call it ministry time. So how do you maintain? Yeah, how do you maintain spontaneity? You have 4 kids.
I'm sorry. Let's go back to ministry time.
Yes,
I wanted to attend
It's a
that
religious
church.
experience.
it is. Well, I minister to him and he ministers to
that.
me.
Yes.
But I'm taking notes here. How do we get the spontaneity back?
I honestly, that's just key for us. It comes back to the whole oxygen mask thing. I'm like, save yourself first, then help the children, because we're going to be bad parents if we're not sexually pleased and we're not like having a good life. You know, we're going to be bad. That's going to bleed into other things, and you've got to have a great life. I'm sorry, painted an image. You're welcome.
TMI here.
She painted the
This
image.
is TMI. This
Hey, it is
I'm
important
sorry.
though. Like, people don't realize, like, sex is a very key part of a relationship. I mean, I have friends. Like, I don't need another friend.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I need
Babies
to love
are not
her.
in the bed. Babies are not in the bed.
No,
Well
not at all.
Good.
Yeah.
So now you made a huge announcement that you have a new label, Atlantic Records.
Yes.
14 years. Yeah. And you're doing amazing, wonderful stuff, are you not?
I am. I'm doing just, honestly, I mean, I think people have been expecting this record from me since Idol, because all I sang was like Aretha Franklin and like soulful classics, like, and I wanted to do a contemporary version of that, and well, 14 years later I get to, but it took a minute, but we're finally making the record I've been wanting to make since I was in like junior high. So yeah, it sounds so good so far.
Your voice has been like rocking my world since the American Idol days. Like in my next life, basically, I want to be you. I've been telling everybody after the years. But to celebrate your
hurdles coming.
I'm ready. If I can sing like you, I can handle anything. But to celebrate your upcoming record, you sang songs by Aretha Franklin, and you posted them on social media for people to see. And if anyone had any doubt that you could soul sing, that you could be amazing, now they know. Wow. Can we take a look?
Yes, go.
Giving him something he can feel, to let him know my love is real. Oh, giving him something he can feel, to let him know my love is real. Oh, yeah.
Just so everybody's really clear, music is the thing that connects everybody. Soul music is sung by kids in Japan. It's sung by music is everybody's domain. So your voice is brilliant. And this is why we knew you. That's how we met you.
Exactly. So that's
And
why
so
I'm
this
very
is
excited.
your-
Yeah, and the whole new record. It's just something that it's so funny. I was with my background singers. We were recording the BGVs for a couple songs that are coming out on this record, and it's just so funny because it's just as rangy as all my stuff, if not more. But it's effortless.
Yeah.
It's not hard to sing because it's so innate in you. Yeah, it's just in you,
Yeah.
and it's just so wonderful. And I deserve this record.
Yes, you do.
You earned this.
You deserve the record.
You earned that record.
So you've got a new label. You've got a new children's book. We want to talk about
I
that.
do, yeah.
Sarah is holding it up. Sarah.
Yes.
It's called
Oh.
River Rose and the
Isn't it so
Magic
happy?
Lullaby.
Yes.
Yes. And it's named after your daughter. So how did this whole idea for a kids book come about?
Well, it was actually just for her. We were traveling everywhere, and her passport was like loaded with stamps that she's never going to remember anywhere, you know. And I was like, oh, I'll just be, you know, a dork mom and like do. I was like, what? I was like, wasn't that great of a story? It's the picture. I get it. I got you. No, but anyway, I wrote these stories specifically for her, and it was just when she started reading, she could read them and see her pictures, and she was there.
Nice.
And then everybody was like, you should make a children's book, and I was like, I should.
And you dedicated it to your mother.
I did. Well, she's a teacher, and I prize educators above all jobs. So it's a thankless job. Yeah, because everybody, I hate, like, I got in a very heated debate at a dinner one time because they were like, oh, well, teachers get 3 months off. And I was like, you know what? No, they don't. They go to workshops. They go to class. They have to do everything to prepare for next year and take care of all 27 of your kids running around like crazy because you're not doing what you're supposed to at home.
Out of their own pocket.
Out of their own. And my mother would arrive early and help kids that needed help reading. Like, she's just.
We are going to get Kelly to stay. No, because we're not ready for her to be done. So she's staying with us, and members of our audience are going home with her new book, River Rose and the Magical Lullaby. We'll be right back. We got you.
Google search. Oh, I was wanting to know. We were all having a debate of who sang. It was Carly Simon and James Taylor, and it was Mockingbird.
Celeb you've never met but want to.
Steve Carell, because I deserve it. He said my name.
Go-to karaoke song.
Oh, Erykah Badu, Tyrone.
I really wanted it to be Since You've Been Gone, but that's okay. Okay, Whoopi.
Me?
Tyrone.
No, I was done.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Kelly Clarkson. I've asked Kelly to return to us when that album comes out because, you know, she's going to tear it up. We want you all to know that we love that you're here. We want you to know that we want you to have a great day and take a little time to enjoy whatever view you happen upon.
A mid-state man's struggle with cancer. I'm Allie Lanyon.
And I'm